Hello, Namaskar and Pranam to everyone as we are back with the most favorite series of our channel, Meet My Gems. Meet My Gems is a series where eminent legal personals interact with students of law. Meet My Gems is the brainchild of Dr. Prem Kumar Agarwal. Throughout this entire motivational and inspirational sessions, Dr. Agarwal brings before us some eminent personals from various fields of law who, by their hard work and dedication, got a position for themselves in various fields of legal services. Sir, who himself was an aspirant of judicial service in the year 1999, secured a top rank on that examination. Yet he chose the noble profession of teaching by resigning his job as judicial officer to inspire and motivate numerous numbers of students to make them understand the importance of law. He is currently the HOD of Hooghly Mohsin College, Department of Law. Formerly, he had also served as the founding faculty of NUJS Kolkata. He is the editor-in-chief of Global Journal of Juridical Sciences, visiting faculty of National Judicial Academy of Honorable Supreme Court and the State Judicial Academy of Honorable High Court, Calcutta. He is also a visiting faculty of Administrative Academy and Police Academy. Dr. Agarwal is one of the best teachers legal field could ever have. It is my absolute privilege that I have got an opportunity to learn from him, the magician, our friend, philosopher and guide. Sir, now I request you to enlighten us about the objective of this kind of interactive series.
Thank you, Sucheta. Welcome, Madhumita. Welcome, viewers, to yet another episode of Meet My Gems. Today, our gem is Madhumita Pal, who has secured the top rank in the Tripura Judicial Service conducted by the High Court of Tripura. Madhumita, who was an alumna of the Department of Law, University of Burdwan, is a very energetic person who has completed her graduation in English and thereafter joined law. She had been a very devoted and a sincere student, and she has kept my word when I said that she has to secure a rank within 1, 2, and 3, and she has secured the first rank in Tripura Judicial Service. Congratulations, Madhumita,
Thank you so much,
and
sir.
welcome to Meet My Gems. Sucheta, you may proceed now with the question answer session.
Thank you, sir. A very warm welcome to Madhumita ma'am on today's episode of Meet My Gems and my heartfelt congratulations on your well-deserved success.
Thank you so much, Sujita, for wishing me. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, my first question to you is, how do you feel on featuring in Meet My Gems series?
What to say? I just can say that I'm highly privileged. Thanking sir for bringing me here on this platform, Meet My Gems, is not sufficient. As I think, so I can only say that I'm highly privileged and I'm highly honored by getting this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. My next question to you is, are you a first generation legal practitioner in your family or you have a legal background in your family already?
No, no, I'm first generation professional in my family.
Ma'am, then what motivates you to pursue law and choose this profession?
Actually, the seed for being in this profession was sown by my baba, and also I was also enthusiastic about learning the law of our nation. Actually, as a general public, we know, as a common people, we know nothing about the laws of our land. So everyone can be duped or everyone can be threatened. So it was very essential for me to learning the law. And also till I studied in class 12, there I studied various subjects, but I read nothing about law. Only I read about the preamble which used to be written in the textbook, some of the textbooks in the schools. And also when I appeared in LLB entrance exam, and fortunately I qualified, then I met sir before this, and that seed was further germinated within me so deeply by sir, and I became more determined to be here and to succeed in this profession.
A beautiful answer indeed, ma'am. My next question to you is, was it your first attempt for judicial examination?
No, it was not my first attempt in judicial examination as such, but it was indeed my first attempt for Tripura Judicial Service, as I earlier appeared on West Bengal Judicial Service last year as well.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, despite being a resident of West Bengal, why did you opt for Tripura Judicial Service? Don't you think that you might face some difficulty to work in a place which is not intimately known as Bengal? I mean the domain and culture of the people.
There was no special reason for choosing Tripura, as I was preparing for judicial service and not particularly for West Bengal judicial service, but for judicial service. So I was open to go anywhere for getting this opportunity to serve the judiciary and serve the nation. And when the notification for Tripura judicial service came before my notice, I had gone through it, and I realized that it's very much capable. I'm very much capable of completing this syllabus. So I went for it, and now I'm here before you and sir. And as for your question, the second part, that will there be any difficulties? I don't think as such. Let's see what happens. I'll meet new people, new environment. The culture is to some extent same, I think. Though Bengalis are limited to West Bengal, but they are also Bengalis. Tripura is a Bengali state. The official language is also Bengali, and the culture to some extent matches as I have witnessed in my last 3 visits there. So I'm open always, and I consider myself to be a person who is adjustable to any situation. I can adjust. So I'm hoping for the best and looking towards future. And here I would like to quote few lines of John Milton by the permission of sir, because quoting some literary words before sir is like childish. Sir is expert in it. So I would like to say from Paradise Lost that a mind not to be changed in by place or time. A mind is in itself, and mind is within itself, and can make a heaven of hell or a hell of heaven. This is the quote which I think very apt for my life. Maybe I may have misspelled some words. Actually, I exactly don't remember the lines. I read that in English honors, but the gist of those lines were that you, through your thinking or through your mind, you can change everything. You can make a hell out of heaven, or you can make heaven out of hell. So I think for me it's completely upon ourselves how we see our surroundings and how we behave. So I'm looking forward for this opportunity. Let's see what happens.
Ma'am, your answer is truly motivating. You will meet new people surely because Tripura has a sizable number of tribal population too, and Kokborok is their second official language, which is basically a tribal language. It might happen that you will also learn Kokborok.
Yes, of course, and I'm always open to learning.
Will you please tell our viewers about the Tripura Judicial Service examination? I mean, which authority conducts the examination and how?
There is two authority unlike West Bengal. There is Tripura Public Service Commission and Tripura High Court, Honorable High Court. So I appeared in the High Court examination, So I can tell about that only, as I hadn't gone through the Public Service Commission exam scheme or rules. So I'm telling you in details the scheme of the syllabus of Tripura High Court. So there comes prelims exam. There is multiple choice questions. In High Court examination, there is no negative marking. That's the plus point. But there is a minus point as well, unlike West Bengal, in comparison to West Bengal, that there is a minimum qualifying marks of 60%, which you have to acquire. Okay, depending upon your own marks, you will succeed. It's not like cutoff marks. So you must have the score of minimum 60% in prelim. Then you will be qualified automatically for mains. In mains, there are 500 marks, as I remember. 100 for Bengali, 100 for English, 100 for GK, and 100 for law paper 1, and another 100 for law paper 2. In law paper 1, there are four subjects: Constitution of India, Transfer of Property Act, Contract Law, and CPC, each containing 25 marks. And in law paper 2, there are four another subjects. They are the three major criminal acts, like CRPC, IPC, Evidence Act, and there is tort, comprising each 25 marks, comprising 100. Yes, there are total 500 papers, but there is also a minimum qualifying marks in mains as well. 60%, you have to obtain 60% minimum marks, then you will be qualified for interview or the personality test. And in personality test also, there is 30 or 33% minimum marks which you have to get in the interview. That's it.
This will surely help the judicial aspirants of Tripura Judicial Service. Ma'am, how to prepare for Tripura Judicial Service? Is there any previous year question papers available in any website or book, and how to procure them?
Uh, I don't know about the existence of any such book like as we have in West Bengal, 10 years previous questions book. So I just had 1 year's examinations question paper, which was the previous years. I appeared in 2019. That was also 2019 first up. So I had gone through only one examinations paper. By seeing that, you will understand the pattern, the marks, how they are arranged. I think that will be sufficient if you had already gone through the whole syllabus which is prescribed for the examination. Then if you don't even have the previous year question paper, like past 5 years or 10 years, I don't think it will matter so much. But that may depend upon the upon person to person, how they study, the nature of their study. But I don't think generally it will suffice if you just know the pattern of the question or the division of marks.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, according to you, what is the similarities or dissimilarities between TJS and West Bengal Judicial Service?
I will go by the side of preparation. So in both judicial service, for both judicial service, you have to go through the whole syllabus from in every paper, each and every paper. You have to go through from the first page to the last page of the textbook, as well as the bare act. There is no shortcut to it. That's it. And another is the syllabus is more or less similar, except constitution is there for TJS. In mains paper, you have to answer constitution as well for 25 marks, which is not in West Bengal. And you don't need to read the optional papers which are in West Bengal. And the GK paper is also in both the states. The language papers are also same. But for TJS, as I have experienced, for TJS you have to concentrate more on the GK paper. it's a decisive factor because in TJS you have to secure minimum 60% marks. So if you suppose if you score very less in GK, very less, and in or in other language papers or in any language, any paper of out of 500, so that will be very risky for you in securing the 60% mark, which is not in West Bengal. In West Bengal, you can score very low in a paper, for example, in GK paper or in language paper, but you score very high in another subject. So that will be adjusted, but that's not so in case of Tripura. And their GK question, as it was last year when I appeared in the examination, which was new pattern of question paper, which from the one which I had gone through as a model question paper. So when I appeared, the questions were entirely multiple choice questions, and the questions were from every field: history, geography, science, math, reasoning, literature, sports, everything. So you have to be conversant with all the subjects or all the in 2019 another examination was held for we and in that, as I remember, questions were both multiple choice questions and descriptive type questions as well. So I can't guarantee that there is a perfect or a constant format of this examination, because I myself have witnessed two type of question paper in GK paper.
Okay, ma'am.
But you better be conversant with all the factors or
Both
all the
the.
subjects which I have mentioned.
Mhm. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, for guiding our judicial aspirants, our viewers, uh, how many years of previous year question paper a judicial aspirant should follow in any judicial examination? How many years they should follow?
I think before going through the previous year question paper, as I have experienced, it's much more important to go through the entire syllabus. Once you complete the entire syllabus from 0 to 100, then you come to solving the question papers or for getting the pattern that will help you. And when you start solving, after you have finished your syllabus, you start solving your questions, then it will actually benefit you in the way that it will be a test of your knowledge which you have read. You will understand actually where I am standing right now, which portion I have to read again. That's all that previous year question paper helps. And also sometimes suppose you have read a chapter on evidence act, okay. Suppose you have read dying declaration section 32 or section 33. You have read the textbook and the Bear Act. You have read from a certain perspective. When you are going through the previous year question papers, suppose in any year there is a question which you haven't gone through before, so that's a new from a new perspective. Then you will start finding the answer, and then you will know আচ্ছা তো এর আনসারটা এভাবেও লেখা যায়, মানে এরকমও কোশ্চেন আসতে পারে. So that all that helps the previous year question paper has.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, ma'am, tell us about your preparation days, like your pattern of studying, your strategy for preliminary and mains.
It was very hard indeed. But at the end, it will worth whatever you will achieve in your life. So you have to go for it. What to say about the pattern? The pattern which I had followed was studying first, as I told you earlier. I went through the syllabus first, entire syllabus. You can't omit anything. There is no suggestion, there is no skip. You can't skip any single section, just except those in, I think in sir can say better than me. There are certain chapters in IPC, as I remember, like about offenses against coinage, etc. So except those chapters which never was there in the question paper, except those chapters, you have to go through the whole syllabus. So I also did the same, and then I solved few. Actually, I hadn't solved question paper by writing, but I read the questions, and then I prepared the question answer in the textbook itself by marking them which portion have to write or what request. And one thing I used to do whenever I used to get any information like new pronouncements by the apex court or anything happening, any report came into my notice, any amendment, I used to write them down in my notebook as a reference. So it helps in making your answer. I had only gone through the syllabus for mains. I had no special preparation for prelims. Actually, if you cover the entire syllabus and you prepare yourself for mains, automatically your prelims preparation will be done almost 70-80%, and you can go through and solve few previous year's questions paper of multiple choice questions, which sir also suggests, or it's my pattern. Okay. So if you are habituated or with some other pattern of studying, then you can do one thing, that you whenever you feel bored while studying or preparing, then you solve a multiple choice question paper like sir suggests always. When don't waste time. You are not feeling like studying, so you just solve few multiple choice question papers. So in that way your revision will also be done.
Ma'am, along with your suggestion, I would like to ask you one thing. Writing of answers, is that will be a problem for writing in mains examination? Speed
Yes.
will reduce, then it will. Is that be a problem?
Yes, your question is very apt. I was also about to say about the same. What matters in the examination, whether you practice writing or solving your questions in writing or not, what matters in the examination is your speed, which I had suffered a lot in West Bengal Judicial Service. I couldn't complete my paper in time, due to which I had to probably due to that reason I had to miss the opportunity. So speed is very necessary. You may write anything. If you are slow in writing, I can suggest you one thing, that you take a piece of paper, newspaper report. It can be your textbook. Just take a page and fix a time limit, fix a timer, that within that time I'll complete that page, and you just write it. If you do even that once a week or twice a week or every day, as you can manage time, that will help you in increasing your speed. So speed is very important, and whether you write your questions while solving them, the answers doesn't matter. It matters actually upon your own capabilities and abilities. But speed is very important. You can't skip a single answer. If you intend to achieve the goal or have to have the job, then you can't afford a single question to be skipped. That's very important. I used to do from my since the days I have learned reading. I read newspaper. Baba has built this habit within me. So while I used to go to sir from my department in town service, I saw a newspaper in the cabin of the bus. I took it and I started reading, because in hostel it was always not possible to get the newspaper in time. My friends used to tease me, but it helps a lot, because suppose an incident has happened in the world or in India. So the usually, if it is very important, then the news is covered for 2 days or 3 days. Or suppose in one day it is stopped, then some development happens, then it again the news is published. So by going through time and again, one time, two time, three times the same news, it will automatically be within your mind. You don't need to remember the facts which had happened. So when a question comes to the question and you have to write the answer, that will help you. Habit of reading newspaper is very important.
Thank
It
you,
may be
ma'am.
any newspaper, it may be a daily newspaper, any newspaper.
Okay, ma'am. Rather, we could say that took a newspaper from a bus cabin, that is সুযোগের সদ্ব্যবহার করা.
না, এত বাজে হ্যাবিট আমার।
Okay, ma'am. Next question to you is, Ma'am, should one aspirant follow one book for each subject, or it is necessary to follow at least two or three books for each subject as reference?
It depends upon the capability of the person who is going through the preparation. I followed only one textbook suggested by sir, and that was enough. And if you can go through 2 3 books, that's of course good. There is no harm in reading more books, but it's not mandatory actually. Having a standard textbook suffices.
Thank you, ma'am. My next question to you is how much originality of answers or preparing your own note matters in scoring good marks?
Of course, your rank or your marks will be dependent upon the answer which you have written and how it is different from the others. So originality of course matters, and preparing notes I can't say anything as I hadn't done it. As I remember, I had in my entire 4 years, I had written only two notes, two answer, model answer, and showed it to sir. He corrected, and I stopped there. That is not a matter to applaud. I hadn't done anything great, but that was because of my laziness or something. But I think if you prepare notes, suppose you have prepared a note, you have checked it by sir, and sir has said that yes, it's a good answer. Then when you are about to write that answer, that your it will be in your mind that that answer is perfect. I have to write it again in the answer sheet in the exam. But for that you will have to remember the whole answer, and you have to memorize it. So once you are writing and once you are memorizing, and you will feel the pressure whether I will be able to write it properly or not. That I think that consumes time. So I can, but those who do it or follow this process, it's very good. But I haven't done it, so I can't say. Actually, I what I did, I when suppose again I'm giving the example of dying declaration. So I have it in my mind that I have to write answer about dying declaration. So anything comes, what goes in my mind is anything comes about dying declaration, whether it's evidentiary value or whether it's formalities, how to record it, or other the bare provision. I prepare the entire thing, whatever comes within dying declaration. How many types of question can come from it? I'm ready to write all this. So I keep it in my mind from point to point. I have to write this case law, this point, this sections I have to write. uh, like this I prepare. I never write it down. Actually, it depends upon the person and their capabilities and their nature.
Obviously, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for your insightful answers. How
Welcome.
to prepare English, Bengali, and GK? While studying GK, we all have faced another problem that there is a huge syllabus in GK. We really can't find that what to write, what to study, and what to memorize. As you have earlier said, to read newspapers. And I just need to know what topics you should have choose to prepare for this kind of examination.
Well, the preparation regarding GK has been asked to me by many people, as everyone thinks I'm quite good in GK. But what I have achieved in the knowledge in GK is due to my enthusiasm in knowing everything what is happening around me in the world. I follow everything, whatever comes each day. Uh, that's uh, that's a hobby of me, you can say. So it makes it easier for me. But for preparing in judicial service, and that too especially for writing 100 marks paper, and which is in West Bengal, where you have to write 50 marks question, 12.5 each, about current affairs topics. For that, as sir also suggests always, you have to read Chronicle, Civil Services Chronicle. That helps a lot. Their standard is very good. And if you can't go through it, or if it feels that it's tough, its language is tough, then you can go through other magazines as are available in the market, like Pratyogita Darpan, or there is also a Bengali magazine which is for WBCS, which Baba had once brought for me. I find it quite useful actually. The quality is also good, called Achievers. So its stuffs are good also. So you can prepare like this for the current affairs topics for which you have to write descriptive answers. And always be vigilant about the happenings around the world, not only around you or your country, but around the world. The major incidents occurs, not the everyday matters. You'll be mad then by remembering all the things. And for GK there is two part. What in multiple choice questions, there is static GK, which you can find in any standard GK book. Like Lucent's quality is very good. I recently bought that for preparing, and its quality is quite good. There is other publications as well which I haven't gone through. And there is static GK is covered, and then comes the multiple choice questions, where comes about the current affairs types of question. Again, then you have to be conversant with the happenings that happens around you and the world. That will suffice. But what I'll say that, yes, do remember everything. And if you can't remember by barely reading newspaper or just having through the news articles of every day, then you can write it down in a notebook by giving points that important, very important, as you feel. And as I have experienced, and I think that when you will start culturing GK, then you and going through various states judicial examination paper, or WBCS examination paper, because in every competitive exam there is GK, you yourself automatically will grow a sense of question about GK, that what kind of GK questions are important, or are relevant for preparing in a competitive exam. I think you will grow that sense by yourself. Then it will be very easy for you. And don't be scared. You can do everything. There was another question of language, as I think English and Bengali. About
Yes, ma'am.
Bengali, I can't suggest anything because I myself a Bengali medium student, and Bengali was my plus point since the day I have started studying. I was the topper in Bengali always in my school. So you have to grow that sense. But yes, do read newspaper regularly, editorials for that, or the that supplements come in Bengali newspaper na, in Sunday and Saturday. Especially in some newspapers, as I say, in আনন্দবাজার, যদি তুমি প্রত্যেক সপ্তাহে মানে পুরো দিন না পড়ো, শনি রবিবারের আনন্দবাজারটা স্পেশালি রবিবাসরীয়, ইট হেল্পস আ লট। ওখানে অনেক তুমি সুন্দর সুন্দর আর্টিকেল পাবে। বা প্রতিদিনেও অনেক দেখেছি, আমি ৩-৪ রকমের নিউজ পেপার পড়ি, তো প্রতিদিনেও দেখেছি যে রবিবাসরীয়গুলো যেগুলো আসে সেগুলোতে কিন্তু খুব ভালো ভালো আর্টিকেল থাকে, খুব লিটারারি ওয়ার্কসের আলোচনা থাকে, অনেক কোটেশন তুমি পাবে ওখানে, খুব সুন্দর সুন্দর পোস্ট থাকে। তো ওইখানে পড়লে না তুমি ইউ উইল গ্রো অটোমেটিক্যালি আ সেন্স অফ রাইটিং লিটারারি টাইপ বেঙ্গলি।
This will be a very useful lesson to our viewers also, that making your obligation to hobby and converting your obligation of studying GK to a hobby, that will helpful for your preparation also.
ওয়েলকাম।
Now, ma'am, my next question to you is the most relevant question: interview and how one should prepare for the interview, especially for a different state examination.
There is nothing, I think, so different for preparing a different state in interview level, I think, as I have witnessed both the interviews in both the states. So, in Tripura, what I had faced was mainly procedural laws. The honorable judges of High Court had mainly asked me about procedural laws, how it works in practice in courts. As I had said, yes, I do practice. I have done practice in civil law. So they had asked literally tough questions about practice. Very tough question those were, but it was okay. But in West Bengal Judicial Service, there was not much question from practice. That was from general questions. That was from general subjects like uh, Muslim law, as I had taken Muslim law in as optional paper. They asked me from Muslim law or from Evidence Act, and there was more general questions, or I may say not questions. The West Bengal Judicial Service interview was more like conversation, like from where I belong, what are the important things there or places there, uh, just like this. And beside this, they had also asked me few questions about law also. But in Tripura, the focus was mainly about practice and procedural laws. So I think for I don't know, it differs from person to person or not. But what I have witnessed in my interview, I'll say to everyone that practice knowledge is necessary. It will be a positive aspect of yours or a plus point for you if you have practiced or you have a basic, at least a basic practice knowledge, practicing knowledge in which field you have practiced.
Ma'am, along with all subjects of mains, what else you have prepared for particularly interview session?
I had gone through the CPC, CRPC evidence mainly, as I guessed it that question may come from procedural laws. And apart from them, while preparing for generally speaking, while you are preparing for interview, you should go through the whole syllabus which you have written in the mains examination or in the prelims, because they may ask anything. There is no specific syllabus for interview. They may ask anything, and you can't say this is not in the syllabus, which you can say in mains examination or prelims. Or and Also, when you are going to an interview, they may ask, like they had asked me in West Bengal Judicial Service, that from where you have come. So in that case, whenever you are going, you be better be prepared about everything surrounding you, like history of the place, or any special thing which is there associated with the name of your place. Or if you have done other degrees as well, if you have other degrees as well, like I had LLM, so I also prepared, or I just revised about the syllabus of my LLM. And also I also went through company law little bit. At least I can answer them the basic things. I can say that, sir, I can't recollect right now what I have studied in LLM in detail, but at least I can say the basic things. Or as I have done English honors, so also I went through some main aspects of English honors. They may ask anything, so better be prepared. And you can imagine that what by looking through your CV, which is there in the form which you have inserted as details. So be prepared for touching everything. They may ask anything. There is no syllabus.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, tell us about the appearance of yourself in interview and about the ambience of interview room.
I was very tensed. I just called sir before entering. Sir told me, "You are fine, you will be fine, don't panic." I was literally very much panicked. But sir tried to lift me up, and I was like, "Yes, I can do it. If sir has said, then I can do it." And then I went there, and since I had heard that all the panelists will be High Court judges, honorable High Court judges, and the Chief Justice of Tripura High Court as well, I was more tensed, honestly speaking. But yes, the atmosphere was very good. We exchanged few smiles also on some point. That was good.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, my next question to you is, as you earlier said, that you have appeared for West Bengal Judicial Service also and qualified mains and gone through the interview also. Being so close to your dream when your first attempt fails, how did you manage to rise up again? And how did your mentor, your guru, like our sir, motivates you to fight back?
It's very tough. It was very tough for me, for my baba also, my ma also, because they have witnessed how I had fallen by that incident. So all I can say to everyone as an aspirant or a successful candidate, that don't attach yourself to anything so deeply while preparing for, or while you have some goal in your mind. There can be both sides. You can fail, you can be a successful person. So be ready to everything what comes to your way. If you fail today, tomorrow you'll be successful for sure. There is nothing else. If you have worked hard, what sir has told me, that yes, you can do it. Means আমি কি বলবো, স্যারের each one word আমাকে এত হেল্প করে. As I remember, sir also remembers, in during my first days of LLB, আমার পা ভেঙে গেছিল. I was out of the department for 3 months. When I came back to department, my exam was at the door, and I was speechless. I was baffled. কি বলবো কিছু জানি না, লোকে কি বলছে সিলেবাস, even I couldn't recognize what is in which paper, what they are talking about, which paper, question paper. So I used to go to sir every day. All other my friends stopped going to sir before examination, but I kept going. But sir's only one word was there for me. Are tumi to English, means I have done English honors. So sir's only one sentence was there for me always, in each and every day. Are tumi to English, you can do it. And I got 60% marks. That gave me so much strength. Sir's confidence was within me fully. What to say, I can actually I can't express that by saying you in words. But that was means such a strong vocal tonic. No one can give that except sir. So sir was there again in my failure. I called sir one day, and I was very low. Sir, then sir, what sir in at the starting, sir had said that you have to be in within 1 to 3 rank. Sir, then that day sir told me, after my failure, I was too low. Sir told, you can do it. When you will appear next time in any judicial service, you will be within 1 to 3 rank. You have to be. And then uh, those words of sir poured some amount of oxygen in me, that yes, if sir is saying, then yes, I can do. So it's very tough. I'll say again to everyone hearing me out here, that don't be attached to anything too deeply. Yes, of course, be passionate about your goal. Without passion, you can't succeed. But be open to everything, whether it's a failure or it's success.
Thank you, ma'am. That helps a lot. Actually, sir is our savior all the time.
Yes, no doubt in it. আমি তো বলি স্যারের হচ্ছে খনার বচন, স্যার যা বলবেন সেটা হবে.
Okay, ma'am. Moving to next question. It is said to be successful in a profession, a lawyer should be extrovert, to be precise, vocal, and outspoken as well. Do you think a budding judicial officer should have the same criteria or characteristics to be successful in judicial profession?
As I haven't joined the service yet, and I haven't experienced it personally, I can't tell anything in detail. But what I have experienced in court in my practicing days, that the job of a lawyer or an advocate and a judicial officer is different. The lawyer is bound to be extrovert and outspoken, but the work of the duty which our laws have imposed upon a judicial officer or a judge is different. He needs to be a listener than a speaker. So I think there is a difference in qualities which a judicial officer should behold or a advocate should have, and much more I will learn in my service once I join. Then I can enlighten you better.
Thank you, ma'am. My next question to you is, apart from being analytical, what traits of a character of a person should nurture to be a good judge?
Again, my answer will be quite similar as I haven't entered the service yet and joined. But I'll say one thing. I witnessed one judge in my practicing days in Burdwan District Judges Court, sub judge. I took her as model. She's so good. What to say? What I have learned from her. She's very calm. She listens to everyone eagerly, whether it be a junior lawyer or a senior person. She listens to everyone and she gives time to everyone. So that also matters. And of course, a good listener, a judicial officer must be. And there should be, of course, analytical qualities, as you said. That's much more I tell you.
Ma'am, next question to you is, guidance from the guru is the most important factor, as we all know. But apart from that, do you think studying in a group is much more helpful than studying alone?
Well, I can't say it, whether it's good or bad studying in groups or singly, as I haven't done it. I have studied alone. I have never done group studies, but of course there must be some positive aspect of it. But I can't say as I haven't done it. One thing I can say that once you have completed your syllabus, and suppose I'm discussing, then you have also completed your syllabus, I have completed also mine. Then we are discussing on a topic. Then I'm also telling my views. You are also telling your views about what we have perceived or what we have learned about a particular section. Then again, there may be something which I have missed or something you have missed. So there can be a collaboration, and we will be enriched by each one another. That will be a good sign, as I can guess.
Okay, ma'am. Suppose you are carried to the future through a time machine. How would you imagine yourself, say, after 10 or 15 years in this profession? I mean, in terms of achievement or job satisfaction.
Well, I don't plan for too longer because expectation hurts. Though it sounds very cliche, but it's the reality. So I always think about, like, I was in 10th, ninth. I used to think about only about securing good marks in 10th, not about what I'll do after 10th. Then I thought only about 12th. I think this way. But well, what I can say is that by having utmost honesty and sticking to professional ethics, and by being within the constitutional parameters, and by the grace of God and the guidance of Sir, and also the other people which I will meet in future, I'll be a successful person in this profession, what I all can dream of, or a person who will uphold the dignity of justice, for which I'll be in the judiciary.
Okay, ma'am. My last question to you is, what would you like to be as a layman if you were not a lawman, rather
That's a
lawwoman?
that's a tough question. I don't know because before 12 or in graduation, I used to be so many things like architecture, interior designing, even studying psychology. So many things. Whatever come used to come into my knowledge, I used to be like them. So now I'm a grown up. Now I can't think of any other but being in law.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us on this episode of Meet My Gems. We are delighted and enriched by your inspiring words.
Thank
Now,
you so
I
much.
would I would like to request Sir to share his insights on today's interactive session. Over to you, sir.
So thank you, Sucheta. Thank you, Madhumita, for opening your heart and mind out for the future aspirants of judicial service and other services related to law. It was really a joy to listen to you answering the various questions put to you by Sucheta, which I'm sure will really help the aspirants. The last question which Sucheta asked Madhumita, what you would be if you had not studied law. Let me attempt an answer on behalf of Madhumita. Madhumita could have been a good teacher. Madhumita could have been a good counselor because I have seen a lot of patience in her. She had perseverance, and definitely she will become a very good judge because she is really a good listener. A judge is a good listener, and a lawyer is a good talker. You rightly said. So, thank you, viewers. Now, Madhumita will join the Tripura Judicial Service as a judge. We wish her all success in life. And Sucheta, thank you for conducting the interview today in such an elegant and nice manner. Mohit, thank you for your back office job. Sucheta will now end the program with a vote of thanks.
Thank you everyone for joining us in this interactive session. Stay tuned with us for more interactive sessions about this legal field.